Hey guys, we're still here at Marshall. Of course, it's 2025 right now, and I'm finally able to show you this very nice JCM800 because it was so secret. The design team here at Marshall have been working on that for years, and now it's finally the time to show it. Basically, it's a normal standard JCM800 head, but it has these three magical switches, and Steve is going to tell you more about it. This is very similar to the Jose Arredondo mod that it was very famous in the 70s and 80s, because people wanted more gain, wanted a tighter sound from their JCM800, and now finally Marshall does their own mod. So this is the mod series, and Steve is going to tell you more about it.
Yeah, so at the moment the amp is set up standard. So even though it's got the mods, you can still get a regular 800 sound out of it, which is the very familiar sound of... Okay, so what happened was, particularly in the 1980s, people wanted a little bit more of the gain, particularly.
Go to 11.
Yeah, exactly that. So what we've done, we've added a gain switch. Now this center position here, in the middle it's bypassed, so again that was a regular 800 sound. To the left gives you a little bit more gain. And as well as adding gain, it's kind of more comfortable to play as well. But in the far right position,
It becomes more fuller.
yes,
Full,
yeah, it gives you a little bit more body. But in the far right position, it's a little more gain than that we've just heard as well.
It goes crazy.
But it's also a little more compressed as well, so it changes the feel. So. There's that kind of thing.
Very nice, very nice. So put this back.
Yeah.
Center position.
But what we've done, because of all that extra gain, sometimes when you start to increase the gain in an amp, the bass can get a little flubby and a little
all
loose.
over the place, yeah.
Yeah. So we've added this switch, which basically gives you like a low cut. So it tightens things up basically. Which
we'll just engage the higher gain.
Yeah, sure. So.
Yeah, it's not, I'm not sure if it's really audible on video.
No,
but it's
we can feel it on the stage, definitely.
Yeah.
But also, even if you're a guy, which I'm not, as you can see, if you play detuned or 7 or 8 string guitar, that's quite a useful feature as well, just to tighten up the amp in general.
Yeah, it's going to be more controllable.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's basically a live feature or a live thing to use.
Yeah, because when you're talking about really low frequencies, in a recording situation, the sound engineer takes care of all that exactly. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, it's more of how the amp's responding for you when you're playing. And then the final one is a switch that gives you a little mid bump, which obviously makes you cut through more. But it also makes a big difference when you're playing single notes. You know, it's particularly higher up the neck.
Yeah,
it's less thin. It kind of gives a little bit more of a point to the notes and a little bit more body. So again, then with the switch.
It's more definition.
More definition.
Yeah,
again, you might use that or you may not use that, depending which guitar you're using also.
Yeah. So it's something that probably you're going to switch on if you like it, switch it off if you don't like it, and just leave it there.
The idea with these amps really is like set and forget. Yeah. It's kind of fine-tune the 800 sound, if you like, to your guitar, to your style of playing, and then you go for it. So it's essentially, it's an 800 with a few little tweaks.
But it's still a beast. I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
The way a lot of people used to use these and still do is something like a tube screamer or an SD1 in the front of the amp, just to tighten things up and add a little bit more gain. So the idea was just to give that kind of feel and response without the use of a pedal. So,
nice, man, nice.
So yeah.
Well, thank you, Steve.
No problem.
Yeah. Obviously, this is going to be available at Max Guitar. So if you want a hot-rodded, modded Marshall, this is the one to get. See you at Max Guitar.